Good morning, friends. Today we are going to learn the next part of our grammar for competitive examination. This is the last part of our module number 2, grammar for competitive examination. In the previous 4 parts, we learned use of tenses, use of phrases, transformation of sentences, and combination of sentences. Now we are going to learn the next part of our module number 2, that is combination of sentences. The first part, use of no sooner than for as soon as, it is again the transformation of sentences. That is, in sentences, no sooner than is used to express about something that happens immediately after something else. It can replace soon after or as soon as. This structure occurs in literary works. It is not used frequently in day-to-day speech. As soon as he stepped out, the cat started running. The cat started running. It is example of as soon as. The transformation of it, soon after he stepped out, the cat started running. And use of no sooner than, no sooner had he stepped out than the cat started running. So how it is transformed, see, no sooner than to as soon as or so after. Soon after is the important one. Next part we are going to learn about the combination of sentences. Combination of sentences, the first part, coordinating conjunctions. There are certain rules for joining sentences. Whatever the grammar you learned in this particular module, it is already you learn it in your 10th 12th standard for your 10-mark grammar part, and now again it is a repetition for grammar for competitive examination. Those grammar is used for competitive examinations. Remember it. To correct to connect two sentences or clauses of equal rank, the following conjunctions are used. They are and, or, but, as well as both, and, not only but also. Here are the examples. See, they are organizing the program and they are promoting it on television too. You can join our group or you can participate in this program only. Use of or. Next, Mayank was very active kid, but he was busy elsewhere that time. The conjunction as well as both and, not only but also are used to add our one element to another in the sentences. Not only is he a singer, but he is an actor also. Anvi is both clever and smart girl. Use of both and. The conjunction but, though, or although, yet, still, while are used to express contrasting meaning. For example, mom is sick, still she is cooking for the family. Next example, this is the sentence of contrast and use of still. Tarisudha. It was raining heavily, but he had to attend the job. Use of but for the contrast. The whole vacation passed. The homework is not done yet. Although it was not urgent, she completed the work the same day. So here you can understand use of coordinating conjunction to show the contrast. The conjunctions are either or, neither nor, else, otherwise are used to provide alternative ideas or options. Examples: what is your choice, acting or business? For the alternative ideas or options, those conjunctions are used. Next example: either you select the sari or we will go home. You can neither waste your time nor play stupid mobile games. Next example: submit your project tomorrow, else or otherwise be ready to pay fine. Here is a example. Provide alternative ideas or options. Next part is subordinating conjunctions. Which are the subordinating conjunctions? Is subordinating clauses, sentences. One clause is the main clause and the other clauses are subordinate clauses. The subordinate clauses add to the information. The conjunctions since, before, after, as soon as, till, while are used to denote time, and as, because, as a result are used to denote reason. Next, the conjunctions if, unless are used to denote condition. So, here are examples. He reached home before his father arrived. Before, use of before for show the denote the time. Next example, the practice is done after the original performance is shown. So, the use of after to denote the time. Here are the examples of subordinating conjunctions. Next part is about punctuation, rules of punctuation. All of you know the punctuation marks, use the punctuation marks, but when you learn it particularly for the use of grammar, you must remember what is the function of that punctuation or rules of punctuation. First, full stop or period. It shows full stop, one dot only after the completion of sentence. This is the greatest pause used at the end of a declarative or imperative statement or sentence. For example, we went for a walk in the morning. Full stop. This is the example of full stop. Next, colon, two dots. Colons follow independent clauses and are used to put emphasis on the information that follows it. They may come before a word, phrase, quotation, a list, examples, enumeration, or a sentence. For example, Jessica had only one thing on her mind, her career. Semicolon, semicolon, one dot and one comma is used between two main clauses where the second main clause is not grammatically linked to the first. For example, Mangesh and his son start work at every morning. They get up early because there is always a lot to do. This is the example of semicolon used after morning. Mangesh and his son start work at every morning, semicolon. They get up early because there is always a lot to do. Next, comma. Commas are used to present shorter pauses than a semicolon. It is used usually put after subclauses. Comma is also used between two main clauses before the word but and or provided the second clause has a subject. For example, Shifa was an intelligent, young lady. Tom looked for the book but couldn't find it. Ellipsis. Ellipsis consist of three evenly spaced dots. It is used when you quote something and want to omit some other words. Ellipses should be used only when you are omitting words within citations. So, if you are going to use any other writer's sentence, you can omit the part and write down the whole sentences by using dot dots between the sentence. For example, the ceremony honored same dot from the US. It is called use of ellipsis. Next, apostrophe. Apostrophe are used in the possessive form of nouns or short forms and contradictions. In case of possessive form, they are placed before or after yes to show possession by a person or persons. We have. We apostrophe VE. It is contraction of we have. Won't. Contraction of will not. Next example, I will. I apostrophe double L. I will. I will. Aren't. Contraction of are not. The girls dress. Singular. The girls dresses. Plural. Before the yes it is singular. After the yes is plural. Mr. Singh's house. Singular. And the Singh's house. Singh's after yes there is a apostrophe. It is plural. Next is question mark. Question mark. Question mark is used after a direct question. It cannot be used after an indirect question. Example of direct question: have you done your homework? It is a direct question. You have to put the question mark. And the indirect form: she asked me whether I had completed my homework. It is indirect form. It use of a whether and how it is used. This is indirect question. You should not put the question mark after indirect form of the question. Next, exclamatory mark. Exclamation mark are used after interjections and after phrases and sentences expressing sudden emotion, oblique wish. What a terrible fire this is. Example. After that, this is exclamatory mark. Quotation marks, that is 2 comma dot again 2 commas. It is uh, quotation marks. Quotation marks are put before and after direct speech. Also, a comma is put before or after the direct speech. For example, it's time for the movie, comma, Rita said. It is a direct speech, so it is used the quotation marks. Next, all of you know what is the meaning of direct speech and indirect speech. How the indirect speech there is a used quotation marks, and in indirect speech you are not going to use any kind of quotation marks. Next, capital letters. Read the following rules. Rules are: a sentence always begin with a capital letter. All of you know it. Proper names. Names of days and months also begin with capital letters. I is always written in capital letter. I am in that way. Names of countries, rivers, oceans begin with capital letters as we know it. References to God, holy books, countries begin with capital letters. This is the this is the rules of capital letters. All of you know it. After that, you have a task, almost 2 to 3 pages task on grammar for translation. Try to solve it, complete it. In the next lecture, we will learn the next part of module number 2, part B, The Lottery by Shirley Jackson.